Hi, it's Laura Aquamarine 18 Tarot and Books. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Welcome. This is a VR to Top Tarot Trumps by Masha over at Musings by Masha. And in this installment, we have arrived at the Sun card. And I will just mention that it is not a sunny day here at all. The thunder has just started, so I hope that it's not too loud, that I'm still audible. It may get dark partway through filming this sun video, but I had some time today, so I wanted to get some of these done. So I have chosen 5 favorite sun cards, and the sun card for me has to do with joy. It has to do with kind of triumph. It has to do with optimism. It also has to do for me with visibility as compared to maybe the illusory qualities of the moon. The sun feels much more clear, so it has to do with clarity and vibrance and happiness. And I've picked 5 sun cards that do not have a naked baby on them. Because the naked baby riding on the horse is just not my favorite of the more traditional major arcana depictions, so I have gone in some different directions. The first card that I've chosen as a favorite sun card is actually a black and white one, which I didn't necessarily expect that I would pick for these, but I of course love the sunflower in La Flora Tarot. And this deck has a different, of course, flower on each card. And what else could it possibly be for the sun than the sunflower? And I love this deck for the detailing that it has and how, you know, the seeds and the details of the petals really are prominent in each card. And what I like about a sunflower on the sun card is I feel like it brings into the card the aspect of the sun that is the bringer of seasons and seasonality, and the aspects of the sun that have to do with calendars and time and the rhythms of practice that we might have that change throughout the year in response to the length of the days and the shortening of the days at this time of year. Certainly I'm filming in the fall. And so the sunflower, of course, you know, visually evokes the sun in its shape and with its petals like rays, but it is also one, of course, that follows the sun. And you know, following the sun for me as a druid is something that I do as someone who observes solstices and equinoxes. For example, the sun illuminates my days and illuminates my path in that way, and I like the sunflower as a particular reminder of that aspect. The next sun I chose is from the Luminous Void Tarot, and it is this bright watercolor rainbow sun. Now, obviously thinking of the sun, one doesn't necessarily readily think of water, and so a watercolor sun is just an interesting thing, I think, in that respect. But thinking about the brightness of light and the spectrum of color, you know, think about light as containing this kind of spectrum of color. This rainbow sun reminds me of that, and it is one that makes me happy when I see it. I like, you know, the idea of this sun, you know, being so bright, and it's just everything around it is just white, being lit up by that sun. So I like that sun card visually very much. The next sun that I chose actually doesn't depict the sun itself, but it does in a different way show the following of the sun and the happiness that comes with the warmth of the sun, and I think of, the vitamin D and energizing aspect of the sun, and the pleasurable feeling of just feeling the sun on me. And that sun card is from the Considerate Cat Tarot. So here we have a cat sprawling out on a sun-shaped mat in the sunny spot on the floor where the sun is coming in the window. And my cats 100% do this and will even lay in kind of less comfortable or weird places if the sunny square is there. And my childhood cat would do this. He would lay on a stair halfway up the stairs if that's where the sunny square coming through the front door was, because it's just so nice to feel that warmth on one's fur. That is happiness and joy that the sun card brings. So, of course, that sun card had to be a favorite. And I also just really I think that this deck has a lot of really clever little touches in it, and it's very much a hug deck for me. It's very gentle in its kind of tone and in its color palette, and I really like the way that she has used this round mat with the kind of tassels around it to feel like a sun that is radiating in the background of the picture. So I really like that sun from the Considerate Cat. The next one, and I have two more, and the last two are in some ways a bit similar. I like similar things about them anyway. The next one, second to last one that I have chosen is the sun from the Majestic Earth Tarot. This is a deck comprised of paintings, like pre-existing paintings that have been curated into a tarot deck. The keywords that the creator has given, this is one of the few decks that I have with keywords that I actually, that's a deck that I actually use. The keywords that have been chosen are attainment, optimism, radiance, and wonder. And wonder is not a keyword that I think of for the sun so often necessarily, but I think here that it works. And this is just a scene that is just awash in bright, bright sunlight, and the way that the sun is reflecting and kind of bouncing off of all of these different trees and rocks, I just think is really, really beautiful. And it makes me think of standing, on these different kind of lookouts or outcroppings of different sorts and just looking out onto the landscape on a beautiful sunny day. And there is something to me that's very optimistic about that is very joyful about that is very pleasurable about that beautiful view at the end of Lookout Trail in Algonquin Park, for example. There's a trail. People who don't live in Ontario won't know what I'm talking about. This big park that has a bunch of trails, and you can canoe there and camp there. It's a massive, massive park. There are a handful of shorter trails that are kind of right off a highway that go through the middle of the park. So if you aren't camping, for example, you can park and do a hike for a couple of hours or for a day or sometimes even shorter. And one of them is a lookout trail, and you hike up a hill. And at the end, you get to this kind of a cliff, I guess, like a stone spot where you can stand and look out over a bunch of the park. And this reminds me of that. I mean, this doesn't look like that landscape. This is a big valley that doesn't look like it at all, but just something about the vantage point, And those kind of experiences are a happy place for me. So thinking about the happiness of the sun, this card evokes that for sure. The last one I chose, see if you can guess before I say. I think that everybody will, because I mentioned that this was a deck that was going to be showing up in particularly the star, the moon, the sun. It's hard to find anything more beautiful than this deck, and that is, of course, the Naturescapes Tarot. And here is just this amazing, vibrant yellow sun streaming down and illuminating this sunny, bright path under the canopy of the trees. And I just think, what a beautiful, beautiful image. And especially with the rainstorm that we're having right now, it's not very bright in this room, and so you're probably not getting the full level of vibrant, beautiful yellow that this card really features. But certainly I think it is one of the most beautiful sun cards ever made, in my opinion. So to sum up, the 5 top sun cards that I've chosen include the Sunflower Sun card from La Flora Tarot, the Sun, Rainbow Sun from Luminous Void Tarot, the Cozy, Warm, Warming Sun of the Considerate Cat Tarot, the Illuminated Landscape, Sunny View of the Majestic Earth Tarot, and finally the beautiful, bright, bright yellow sun card of the Naturescapes Tarot. Those are my top tarot trumps for the sun. If you have a favorite sun card, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it, and I will look forward to the VRs from other folks sharing their favorite sun cards as well. Thank you to Masha again for starting this tag. I'm having a great time, and thank you for watching. I will see you again soon.